Right, good afternoon, everybody. What a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us live today on the church Facebook page, lovely to see you. If you're watching this on a catch-up version, either on the All Christian Spiritualist Church Facebook page or on PCSC on YouTube, how lovely to hear from you. Great pleasure to welcome a lovely gentleman today, Mr. Bill Hughes, who's joining us from London. Bill, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Lawrence. Thank you very much for having me on board, and welcome everybody who's watching.
Wonderful. Which part of London are you in, Bill?
I'm in South London. I'm just the other side of Croydon. Lots of people will know it as the home of the riots.
Oh, okay.
I like to say that I live at the posher end.
Right. Okay. So not a riot then, just a little bit of discord.
No, it's lovely. It's lovely where I live. It's lovely. I'm just throwing the joke out there just to kind of like get everybody into the humour and the mood of today's service.
Yeah. Do you know a Jan Colbun?
I do. Hello, Jan, if she's watching. Hi there.
She is, and she's just said smile.
Thanks for joining.
She obviously knows you because she just said smile.
Smile, smile. I'm smiling, Jan. I'm smiling.
So, introductions over, everybody. Thank you so much. We've got a few online at the moment. We're just ticking up nicely. We're up to 22 at the moment, and we'll increase. It's wonderful. That's the introduction. Mr. Bill Hughes is our guest and medium today. Bill, sir, if I could ask you please to deliver the opening prayer. Thank you so much.
I will do. So, hi there, everybody. Thank you for joining. Whilst I deliver my prayer, it is purely down to your own decision whether or not you choose to close your eyes or whether you choose to keep them open. But if you would like to join us in prayer, please. Divine Source, eternal power, through your love, please allow me to deliver in mediumship love, light, truth, honesty, and accuracy. Please place a blessing on the heads of everybody present watching this afternoon, and please place a blanket on their family and friends of protection in these times of need. Please bring our loved ones, our friends, and our family close by from the world of spirits, so that we can have a wonderful, uplifting service. In love always, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bill. That was lovely. And now, comfortable doing so, just link in that time now to draw into that God of your own understanding. Be comfortable doing so, join in with us with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Wonderful. Before I go on to the healing part, just very quickly, I do need to say hello. I always make a point of saying hello to the lovely Ruby Neal. Ruby, many of you know Ruby. She's a very long time dedicated worker for Spirit. She's stepped back a little bit now, but she still continues to join in with the services. And the lady there dedicated most of her life not only to running churches, but to working on the platform. So hello, Ruby. We love you.
Hello, Ruby.
Stay indoors, Ruby. No talking to strange men. So if we could now, just for a time, just join together in that healing vibration. It's a time when you can send out healing, those thoughts of healing, to wherever you feel there is a need. Don't think that you've got to be on the popular trend of wherever it needs to go. You send it, it's personal from you. And when you link in on that healing energy, and when you make it yours, you make it shared between you and your guides and inspirers, it's that much more potent. So either send out your thoughts of healing to a place or a person or a situation that you know at this time needs that healing power to surround and uplift them. Never forgetting to ask for healing for ourselves also, because at this time, goodness knows, everybody needs that healing balm to surround and uplift them. So if we could just gently go into that healing vibration now. If you're able to do so, just gently close your eyes, draw close, and just feel that love emanating out from the heart of all creation, flowing through on your mind, flowing through your thoughts, and being directed out to where that healing energy is needed most. We now just go into a few moments of a nice, gentle, quiet, meditative state. And now, gently, gently, just return yourself again, fully conscious. Just feel that peace and upliftment that surrounded you. Whether sending or receiving, it matters not. That healing energy touches all, whether sending, receiving, or just existing within that healing vibration. Dear Heavenly Father, we give thanks for that healing gone forth this day. We know that our love will imbue that healing power so that it reaches out into the four corners of creation to bring around peace, upliftment, and relief from pain and suffering wherever there is a need. Amen. So, lovely Bill. Oops, there we go. I muted you. Sorry there.
That's okay. That was a lovely piece of music. Thank you for that. It was really lovely. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. Sorry there.
Cool.
Oh, I
No
need
worries.
sound desk.
I was just saying how lovely that piece of music was. It was lovely. It was really soothing.
Yes, it's not copyrighted, Facebook. All right, so please don't give me another strike. I can't afford another strike. So, Bill, over to you, sir. I know I understand you're a very, very busy chap. Is it 4 children you're looking after now?
I have 5 children.
5.
I have
Beg your
4
pardon.
girls. Yeah, 4 girls and 1 boy. Yeah. So
Right.
life is very busy. Absolutely. You're absolutely right there.
Excellent. And on your mediumship journey, you've not been working mediumistically in public, per se, for that long a time, have you?
Not particularly, no. I've been in development circles for almost, or just over 3 years now. And I've only really started to publicly serve churches and centres since November last year. So I'm still relatively new to it. And this way of us delivering mediumship as well is, I think, new for all mediums, however long they've been serving. So this is a great lesson for all mediums to actually, learn and digest from, because we're 100% putting our trust in our guides, our angels, to come close by and to deliver the information that we need to relay to the people who are watching at home. And I think this is such a fantastic way for churches and centres moving forward, once we come out of lockdown, to reach an audience that wouldn't have necessarily come to our churches or our centres, whether that be because they're from a younger generation that it's not particularly deemed exceptionally cool, or whether it be that you're somebody that has restricted mobility and you can't get out. So I would love to see this now rolled out across the board, and all churches and centres maybe delivering a service at least once a month this way, because it's fantastic.
Most certainly. I agree 100% with you, Bill. Pre having to work this way, number one, I did do a couple of little bits online myself, but purely personal and purely with people, and it just sort of happened. It wasn't a planned thing.
Yeah.
It just happened, and I thought, oh, okay. That was the limit of my experience. But there was always this little undercurrent going on within the spiritual movement, wasn't it? And I'm not going to get into any sides on it, any dissent. Anybody posting negative comments, you will be blocked, because I can. But this thing about churches v centres, it's always a very personal and emotive subject. I've been on the receiving. What was it? Quote, oh, I don't do any of that God stuff, unquote. Well, you know what? That's fine. I always say to people, I don't care what you believe in. To me, the most important thing is you believe in something, And if an orthodox
Absolutely
spiritualist church or an orthodox church is not your bag, wonderful. But please find something, because
absolutely
is on their own. Everybody needs to come together in some form, to blend that energy and to think, well, actually, I'm not the only one, So
absolutely.
Actually quite a nice way of removing that barrier. There's an awful lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some of these posts are getting like 2,000 plus viewers, and there's probably, if you say just 10% would not go to a church, that's like 200 people that we've reached that we wouldn't have reached before. So yay, happy days.
Absolutely. And that's also overseas as well as within the UK, because I've done a few live feeds now over the last couple of weeks, and I've noticed that there are people from other countries that are actually joining the live stream. So that's really lovely and encouraging to see also. Yes,
very much. We had on Sunday with Craig O'Malley, there was a lady from Australia, and there was also a lady from Sweden joined in, so yeah, it's, and once we've done this service, as we're live now, it remains accessible online, so
Yes.
there is that, we're all having this thing, aren't we, about the sleep patterns are all over the place. You can get up at 2 in the morning, sit there. If listening to me for half an hour droning on doesn't send you to sleep, well, nothing will. So that was a joke.
Absolutely. So
I will hand over to you.
Okay, so the way that I'm going to... Okay, thank you very much, Lawrence. Okay, so just a reminder for everybody who's watching, and once again, hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Just a reminder that if you are not watching this via Paul's live link, and you are watching this via a watch party, you will not be able to interact. So I will not see any of your comments or messages that you may put up on a feed. So I would encourage it, if you are watching via a watch party and you would like an opportunity to receive a message, then to come on to Paul Spiritualist Church's Facebook feed and join in with the feed from there. What I will do is I will deliver my mediumship, and what I'll be doing, I've got 2 phones set up here, and what I'll be doing is I'll be keeping a look on the comments to see whom it is that may be able to take the message, and then we will work from there. I know there is, again, about a 20-second delay, so I will be patient and obviously wait for you guys to put your comments in the comment boxes before I move on into the next part of the message. So if everybody's happy with that, I will make a start, because I do have the first link that's beginning to blend. I actually had a link very early this morning, in fact, and I thought it was really strange, because I got out of bed and I had this ginger cat that was walking around in between my legs. And this ginger cat, and when I say ginger, I don't mean a very bright ginger, I mean a very toned down colour. It presented itself to me, and its 2 front paws looked as though it had socks, like white socks. So I don't know if this cat is actually connected to my first link, but I just wanted to kind of like put that out there, because animals actually have souls as well, and their souls go on into the kingdom of heaven, and they can come back and they can communicate with us as well. So if anybody can take that little pussy cat, it would be just interesting to find out. But my first link that I have at this present moment in time is a lady who's blending with me, and as this lady comes forward, she tells me that she's mum and she's also nan. As she presents herself to me and she stands in front of me, she is of a medium build, this lady, okay? And she's not of a particularly tall height. This lady would stand about 5'4", 5'5". A medium build, as I say, and I want to put her as a slightly older lady when she passed over into the world of spirit. She's drawing me down to my legs. And she's making me feel very, very unstable on my legs, and she's taking me up into my hip area as well. So I know that there would have been a condition with this lady that she would have suffered with her hips and her legs, okay? As I say, she says to me she's mum. She also says that she's a nan. I'm going to describe her features as well, okay? She doesn't have long hair. She has very short hair that comes around her head, and you'll have to excuse me with my explanation of hairstyles, because as you can see, I sport a very, very classy one. But she has wispy but well maintained hair, and she has little hoop earrings, okay? She has quite rosy cheeks, which are a little bit more fuller, okay? And she has a slight, she's telling me, say it as it is, so I'm going to say it as it is. She has a second chin, okay? I know that she was quite conscious of this chin and her neck area, and I'm hoping that there's somebody out there that this lady relates to. So I'm just going to bear with you guys for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds just to see if somebody can take her. She takes me to her chest area as well, this lady. So I know that there would have been a chest condition around this lady as well. So I'll just wait and see what's dropping in the comments.
Not at the moment. They're all busy saying hello to each other
No.
at the moment, like having an unruly class.
Oh, well, that's okay. I can see that Neil Payne and Charlotte Underwood are having a chat there. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. Right, I'm not seeing any other feed come up, so I'm going to...
here we go. Glynis,
Poppyfields, Huskins. It could be
Oh, hello.
Huskins, yeah. And sounds like my nan, Bill. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, because there are a couple of people that can actually just take this description, what I'll do is I'll just get her to give me a little bit more information about her so that I know that I'm working with the correct person. Okay. So, okay. She makes me feel anxious, this lady. She makes me feel worried. I feel that this is with the person who she needs to connect with. This isn't with this particular lady. So I know that whoever I need to communicate and whoever it is that I need to talk to at this present moment in time, you're feeling a little bit of anxiety around you at the present moment. Okay. She also talks to me about her rugs, okay, and she's taking me to want to put these slip rugs in the hallway, but they're the rugs that had the fringing on the ends, if that makes sense. So it had like tassely bits on the ends of these rugs. Does that make sense with anybody, please?
Right.
So Glynis can still take that link. Okay, Glynis.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do for the meantime, Glynis, I'm going to work with you, if I may. Okay, because I do feel drawn to your name as I'm looking at it. Okay, so Glynis, you can take the fact that you're feeling a little bit anxious at this present moment in time, and you can understand the information that I've relayed about this lady with regards to her physicality and with regards to the condition around her hips and her legs, because she's not taking that off me at the moment. So I know that she still wants me to pass that over to you. Okay. I know with this lady as well that I thought there was a sense of loss within my mind before I passed over into the world of spirit. I felt quite confused, and I feel that this was, I don't feel, that's the wrong word to use. I know that this was in relation to infection, because she talks to me about infection. Does that make sense, please? Yes, it does. Okay, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to continue to work with you if I'm all right. Okay. As she takes me around her home, she takes me into her kitchen. As she takes me into her kitchen, I'm got directly facing me an old-fashioned cooker. And when I say an old-fashioned cooker, what I mean by that is it's the type of cooker that would have been around the 70s or the 80s, where it had the top section to it that used to come out with a grill. Okay, and she shows me that, and as she shows me that, I know that she would have been extremely proud at being at home and actually making provisions for the family, because she does make me feel like she was a homemaker. Does that make sense? Yes, there was. Yes, it does. That's great. Okay. She takes me to her arms as well. She takes me to her arms, and she makes me feel as though there was a lot of sensation in her arms and a lot of sensation within her hands. And if this isn't her, then I want to say that this is connected to you. Would you please be able to take that evidence as well? Hello, Alison Black, your first timer. You're very welcome.
Does
that information make sense, Glynis?
We do get.
She loves cooking. Okay, right.
We do get hit by the delay, Bill.
Okay. Okay, not a problem. I can just about hear you. That's fine. As long as you can take the information, perfect, because I know that I have to make sure that I've delivered that part of the information before I can move on to the next part of the message. For those of you that haven't seen me work before, what I like to do when I've done as much evidence about the person as I possibly can, I then like to do is move into a personal message for you, something that's relevant, that's going on around you in your life, because it's great, because everybody's nosy and they like to see what's going on in everybody else's lives. And once I've done that, I ask her to give me a gift for you. Now, this gift could be symbolic. It could be something that's actually in your life right now. This could be something that you would like, or this could be just something that they're literally placing in front of you as a gesture. So that's the way that I'll continue to work. And if you're happy with the information I've given you, Glynis, then I will ask her what's going on with you in your life right now, if that's okay. 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 She's placing sugar cubes in front of me. Okay, I can see a stack of sugar cubes in front of me. So I know that sugar and diet is something that is quite important around you at this present moment in time. Okay, I don't want to say diabetes, but that in my conscious mind sticks there because of personal experience. But I'm seeing a lot of sugar and a lot of the intake, and she's just making me aware that you're maybe taking too much of this in, okay, because I want you to draw back from that, okay? Does this make sense, please? Hi, Chris Shearer, thank you for joining. Hi, Jamie Williamson. Okay, so I can see that that's, yes, that's okay, fine. Okay, so yes, I need you to lay off the sugary things, please, okay? I know this lady would have actually liked a lot of sweet things as well. And I know she would have liked to have baked a lot of sweet things, and somebody's putting, she's putting a flapjack in front of me, and she's as she's placing this flapjack, she's actually saying to me, it wasn't one of my best creations. Okay, so I feel that there was a catastrophe, or there's something funny with regards to a memory link, with something to do, or a flat baked cake, some description that she puts in front of me. But I know that she would have had a real sweet tooth. So I'm just going to ask her, if I may, to give you the gift before I send her back up with the angels and ask somebody else to come close. She's placing a doorbell in front of me, and she's ringing it, and it's ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and I'm asking her, why are you giving her significance of the doorbell? She says to me, because she needs to be visited a lot more. She doesn't feel as though she's being visited, which you wouldn't at this particular moment in time, but I feel that prior to lockdown, you felt a little bit isolated, okay? I don't feel as though you've got yourself out as much as you should do. So I feel that this is an encouragement gift that she's given you, encouraging you to get yourself out there in the community, because I feel that you've maybe just been at a little bit of a loss. So I'm going to leave this doorbell with you, and I hope that that makes sense, and I'm going to encourage you to get yourself out, as she asked, and thank you so much for working with me, and say God bless, and thank you very much. Okay. And while the live guys are watching, if you want to throw some questions that you might like to have answered with regards to spiritual nature, and try to answer them for you. And I know we'll keep an eye on the feed and take any of those down should you choose to do so. Okay. I can see that Ems Bailey is live with us, so welcome, Ems, and thank you very much. Okay, and Glynis, you've just popped a message up saying, "Lot as you live on your own." Okay, so then I need you to take that part of that last part of the message with regards to getting yourself out there. I just even want to get you out there, just maybe just doing some type of charitable work, whether you go into a local charity shop and you just donate a few extra hours of your time that you've got spare, just to get you out and get you mixing with people. Okay, so I'll leave that with you, if I may. Okay. Okay.
Well, Bill, I don't know if you're up to a bit of an experiment with your mediumship here. A lady called Jan Colburn has just popped a message in just asking, is my mum okay with my choices? Could be something interesting to try linking in. Jan, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, at least we tried, my darling. No, this is not an exact science. We haven't got a ring back facility. It's not like the internet and we can look people up. But if they're around and they need to talk and all the atmosphere and all the conditions are quite true, they will. But that just caught my eye for some reason. So I don't know what you think of that, Bill.
You're really. It's really breaking up. It was everything that you were saying was really bitty. I could hardly understand you then. I've just swapped to see if that makes any difference.
Okay. Could you see the question on the screen there, Bill? Is my mum okay with my choices?
Okay. This is for Jan Colburn, isn't it?
Yeah. It was just something
Okay, yeah.
my eye, and I thought, oh, as we're pushing the boundaries a bit, let's really push them.
Okay. Lawrence, I'm gonna these earphones. Can you hear me now?
Not very well. Can I suggest you turn your phone off with the comments on there, mate, and just stick on the feed? Or just freeze?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but you're not moving.
Right, we seem to have lost a bit of a connection. I don't know if anybody can hear me, but
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you see and hear me?
I can, Bill. Can you hear us? Bill?
Okay.
Can you hear us, Bill?
Lawrence, if you could, I can't hear you, but if you can hear me, just give me the thumbs up. Okay, all right, okay. In relation to Jan's question, I do feel as though our own choices are our own free will, because sometimes we don't necessarily link directly with spirit when we get a question that pops up from somebody, especially when we've got somebody who's nearby waiting to link in. But Jan, I do know you, so I would say to you that, or I would encourage you that your choices, regardless of what anybody else should think, are your free will. And when our loved ones go over into the world of spirit, they go over into the world of spirit with love, so they will always connect with love, and they will always be around to support you no matter what decision in life. I had this as a question similar on another live link other evening, and what I said was that remember, and with our choices in life, is that nobody has a right to tell you how to live your life any differently to the way that you choose to do so. Spirit will always present lessons, and they will place them in front of us, and lessons are for us to learn from. So never look at any decision or judgment that you might make within your life as a mistake. Please look at it as though it's a lesson to learn from. And if we don't learn from it the first time, what Spirit do is they'll present it to us a second time. And the second time, they'll do it again and again until we listen. And that's my belief. So I hope that that part of the message helps you. I'm really sorry that this screen is going up and down, guys, but I'm trying to get the back of my hands so that I can hear exactly what it is, Lawrence. wants to.
Everybody is hearing both of us, Bill, but can you hear us?
Okay. I'm just going to. I still can't hear you. So we're going to have to do this one blind, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But if you can hear me, then just give me the thumbs up.
We can all, everybody can hear you. You can't hear us.
Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do, I've got another phone that I'm working on, so I'll put the volume up on that and hope that we don't get an echo.
Still can't hear you.
No.
No.
Okay, right. I'm going to go
Should have
into my next
one
message,
phone
okay,
on the go,
and I'm
Bill.
going to hope that the volume will resume at some stage. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go on to my next message if I can. Okay. I've got you on another phone and I've got the volume up, but I've got about a 20-second delay, so I can hear myself back. I hope that that doesn't interfere with everybody that's watching at home. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go into my message. Okay. And I'm just going to have to watch on the comment section, everybody, for your comments to come up. I'm so sorry about this technical glitch. I don't know what to do. Modern technology do not go together very well. Okay. Okay, so my next link is with a gentleman, and as this gentleman comes close to me, he makes me understand that, okay, and he wants to connect with his daughter today. He's talking about his daughter. He's actually talking to her about, he's referring to her as his princess, okay. He's come close to me and he's well presented, this gentleman, okay. As he comes close and he presents himself to me, he's presenting himself very smartly dressed in a suit, and this is how he wants to be remembered, in his suit, okay. And this suit is a navy suit that he's presenting himself in, and he's also got a dark coloured tie that he's wearing with it. Again, this is made with a nice white shirt. He's got a nice structured build. He's not a big built man, but he's very physically fit. Okay. I know that he had facial hair as well, because he's shown himself to me with facial hair, almost like I want to say a goatee beard with this gentleman. Okay. And I know with this gentleman that he's taken me down to my tummy, this a real sense of discomfort around my tummy. Okay. I know that I had a lot of pain there, and I know that I had a lot of discomfort before I passed over into the world of spirit. He's also wanted me to clear my throat. So I know that he would have had issues with speaking to the later part of his life. Can anybody take this gentleman or make sense of the message so far, please? And whilst I'm going to see if I can get his earphones. Thank you for joining, Leslie. I know he needs to talk. I know he needs to talk to his daughter. It's really important that he talks to his daughter.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Okay, so you're saying you can take this as your brother-in-law. Okay. I have to say that I feel that this is a connection between a father and a daughter. I know that I need to reach out to a daughter that's actually watching today. Okay, but thank you very much for coming forward on that. Alison Price, possibly your dad. Okay, so Alison, what I'll do is I'll see if I can get a bit more information from this gentleman and hope that that relates with you. Okay. He makes me understand that he was a very well liked gentleman, and I know that he would have been well known around your local community. Okay. He was a very gentle man, he tells me. He had a very soft nature about him. When you would have looked at him, because he was presented in quite a physically fit demeanour, it could have kind of like phased people, but he makes me understand that what you and what you get, or what you got, were two different things with this gentleman. Does that make sense, please? And I know that we've got about a 10-20 second delay, so I will be patient. It does. Okay, that's great. And I do know that I'm with you. Okay. Oh, I love that little picture up there as well. Okay. You would understand, please, why Dad's drawing me down my spine, and he's taken me to the base of my back. And I feel that this is an issue that is ongoing around you at this present moment in time, because I want to send healing to you down into the lower half of your back. Okay. I feel a lot of discomfort in the lower part of my back, and I feel as though if I'm standing too long, it makes me feel very uncomfortable. Would you understand this, please? He's asking as well. He's asking me to tell you that he acknowledges the Rantree's fruit pastels. Okay, he's putting fruit pastels in front of me, and he's putting fruit pastels in my mouth. Okay, and I don't particularly like the green one. That's what he's telling me. I don't particularly like the green one. So, would he have eaten these Rantree's fruit pastels, the ones with the sugary coating around them, because he's putting that into my mindset as we're communicating and we're talking? Okay, okay. He wants me to talk to you as well about the fact, acknowledging about his shoes. I know that there was something important to do with his shoes, and this was when Dad was laid out and presented. He had passed, and I know that there was something important about the shoes with him, and how important it was that the shoes were with him before respects were made and Dad was laid to rest. Would that make sense, please? And I can see you say yes, Lowell, to the sweeties, so that's really good. Lawrence, I still can't hear a thing. So I'm just going to go on silent as we move further in.
I know, but I can't say anything. Well, I can, but you can't hear me.
Right, Alison, what I'm going to do, because I'm just waiting on the feed to see what your replies to the next section of the message that I passed on. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to ask him to give me a little bit. He wasn't there. Okay. What I'm going to do is ask him just to give me the next the message, find out what's going on with you, what it is that he wants to talk to you about, and then I'll go in and I'll get a gift from Dad for you as well. Okay. Okay, I feel at this moment in you're beating yourself up with regards to choices. I don't feel as no, I don't feel I know that because he's telling me. So you're backed into a corner and you're not able to make decisions that you would freely want to do so, because you're keeping the dynamics of everybody close together as a unit, as a family. Okay, and he's telling me that he's really proud of the fact that you're doing that, because we as much as we like to take, we also have to give. Okay, but he is saying to me that he does need you to actually voice your opinion more, rather than you being submissive and not saying what's in your mind, because you're holding a lot in. Okay, that's what he's making me feel. You're holding a lot in, so you need to speaking a few more truths, okay? And getting into the open that you've been holding on to for a long time. Okay, I hope that part of the message makes sense. And what I'm going to do is ask him if I can have a gift for you, please. And he's okay. He's placing in front of me, and he's actually placing into my hands a white dove, a white peace dove. Okay, so I think it's symbolic to we've just been discussing what we've just spoken about. But this peace dove obviously is white, and white is symbolic of peace. It's also symbolic of love. Okay, so I know that he's giving you this dove in love, and I know that he's giving you this dove for your peace of mind. And what I want you to do, he's telling me that I want you to close your eyes and I want you to release this dove. And when you release this dove, you are going to release everything else that you in that needs to come. So I'm going to leave his love with you, and I'm going to say thank you very much for working with me, and I hope that message makes sense, and God bless you. Thank you very much. Okay. Have we got a question
Can you hear me yet?
that we can post up?
None at the moment. Any
Hi, Tim,
chance of
thanks
you
for
hearing
joining
me?
us. It doesn't matter that you're late.
Can you hear me yet, Bill?
No
Obviously
question?
not. No.
Okay, all right. So I'll go into another message then in that case. Okay. So the lady that's blending with me, and this is a younger lady stepping forward, okay? And as this lady starts to present herself to me, I don't want to say that this lady made old bones. And there is a link with a sibling here that she needs to connect to. And I want to say a brother, okay? Excuse me. As she comes close, she's making me feel really sick, and I've got a real density of metallic taste mouth. And when spirit places this into me, it's generally because this is a cancer condition that the person has passed over into the world of the spirit with. Okay, this lady, as she comes forward, okay, she shows me that her hair used to be blonde and it used to be down past her shoulders, but she made some really dramatic changes and she took it up real short, and she almost styled it like a short back and sides, I want to say, with this lady. Okay, so she was of a very skilled. Okay, I don't want to put this lady beyond 50, because I'm asking me an age and she's put a 50 in front of me with an arrow going down, so I know that she was under the age of 50 when she passed over into the world of spirit. Could somebody take this message so far? She had a very soft demeanour about her, this lady. She had a very soft personality, and I feel as though when she spoke, she would have spoken quite softly like this. Okay, so I know that she wasn't full on, she wasn't out there. She had a very subdued nature about her, and she spoke very, very softly. So I'm just going to have to keep an eye on the feed at the moment and hope someone can take the information I've given. Thank you, Denise Neal. It's very kind of you. It's difficult when you're doing this with no sound whatsoever. But hey, that's the Spirit has chosen for me to say that's another challenge. I know I'm looking for a sibling, this lady. I know I'm looking for a sibling with this lady. So I don't know if sibling is watching, or somebody can take this message and they're able to pass this on to a sibling that they know could relate and take the evidence that I've given to this lady. She does take me into my stomach area. She does take me into my tummy area with the cancer condition. Thank you, Amanda. She does take me into my tummy area, and I know that it created havoc with her. It put her in so much discomfort. God love her. Let's take that away now. So I want to be drawn into my lower abdomen area with this lady with the cancer condition. I hope that one of you can take this message. If not, I'm going to have to see if we can get a bit more evidence where I'm going with this. Okay, Tony Goswell could be my friend. Okay, Tony, what I'll do is I'll get to give me a bit more evidence, but would you please understand that this lady does have a sibling? I do feel brother with this lady, because I do feel that I do know that there is a message that I need to pass on for you to give out. Okay, I'll just wait and see if you can pop something up in the comments section there, please. As she's with me, she's brought a little dog in with her as well, because I can feel this little dog and he's yapping around me. It's only a small little dog. I want to say, like the Chihuahua type breed dogs. Okay, thank you. Okay, Tony. So I'm going to continue then. Okay. I know that with this lady, she tells me that the last six. I don't know if this is the last 6 weeks or this is the last 6 months of her life. There were a lot of things that she said to so many people, but I understand that she never got to tell her brother exactly what it was she wanted to say. Because there was so many visitors. She told me so many people would come to see me. So many people were coming to visit, and she never really got that time that she needed to be able to say what it was that she wanted to say to her brother. But the words are really simple that she's placing into my mind right now, and they are the obvious words. And her mum had a small dog. That's great. She needs to tell him that she loves him. But she needs to acknowledge the fact as well that there was distance between them at some point within their life. All of that has now been forgotten. So I feel that there might have been a little bit of conflict, or there might have been a bit of a disagreement that put a wedge between the two of them. But all of that is in the past, okay? And she's this message to be passed to her brother, and she's asking, please tell him that I've come through with love, and that everything that happened has been forgotten. Okay, so I hope that you can take that message forward for me and pass that on. And I'm just going to ask her if she's got something that she could maybe out what's going on, claimed as you've claimed her, and see what's going on. So I want to put lots of changes around you at this present moment in time. She talks to me and she tells me that you're driving yourself a little bit crazy. I think we all are at this present moment in time during this lockdown period. But you're driving your... yes, I'm right. That's good. Great. I'm glad the evidence was correct. What I want to say is you're driving yourself crazy, because I feel at this present moment in time, and it's got nothing to do with me, and I don't mean this to sound the way that it comes across, but there are financial restrictions that are stopping you from doing what it is that you need to do within your, because as I'm sitting in your living room, it's driving me crazy because it needs to be updated. And if it's not been updated, then you've done that, but you've now got plans to move this all throughout all of your home. So I hope that makes sense with you. And if you could just pop up a message in the comment section so I know that that's correct, that would be great. Okay. Lawrence, am I doing all right? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Good, Tony. That's good acknowledgement.
That wasn't acknowledgement.
Okay. So Tony, I'm just going to
throttling us.
I'm not laughing at you, Tony. I'm laughing at Lawrence. It's a bit like the Laurel and the Hardy show. Guess what one I am. Tony, what I'm asking her is, please could I have a gift for you? And she's coming through with a rose. She's given me a rose for you, and I know this is symbolic, and I know that this rose is being given to you as a gesture of love. This rose is pink in colour, okay? And when I work with colours, it does mean love. It is symbolic of love. I don't know if this would have been something that would have been placed individually on this lady's coffin at her funeral, but I feel that there were roses singly that were laid out, because that's what she makes me feel. She wants to leave this rose with you. She's giving you a rose back. So I'm going to leave her love with you and say thank you so much for working with me, and God bless. Thank you. Lawrence, over to you, I believe. Thumbs up if I'm correct. I've got glasses on, I can't even see.
Bill, thank you very much. Apologies. It's so frustrating, this new way of doing things. If we were face to face, I could just come over and pat you on the head and get you going again. But you have done well. Oh, he's not getting it. Yeah.
No ideas what you're saying, but I'm just going to give you the thumbs up, and I'm going to say, before you go into your closing prayer, thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. I'm so sorry that we've had this technical glitch. I don't know what's happened, but I've thoroughly enjoyed being able to, I'm so passionate about delivering messages to those of you that need it at this particular moment in time. I'm sorry I've not been able to get around and give everybody a message, but I know that the messages that have been delivered this afternoon have reached the people that are most needy. I would like to thank you, Lawrence, for inviting me along to represent your church, and I look forward in the future to visiting Paul in person. Thank you once again, and God bless you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, so if we'd just like now to just go into that closing prayer. Divine and infinite Spirit, we give thanks for today's coming together. These things may never unfold in the way that which we imagine, but unfold they do, bringing us together and reminding us that this is an expression of our life. This time here, we have elected to be here. So help us to be the best that we can be, to aid and assist others around us, to get us through these days until once more we can express our love for each other. Amen. So thank you everybody. Apologies there, lovely Bill. We had a great connection the other night. I think 2 phones, probably not a good idea. Never mind. Very nice to see him. And we will go to the notices. Healing tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Just sit and link in. There's nothing live on the church Facebook page at that time. It's just a time we invite you to sit in, link in with that healing energy, as that's when all our healers sit, or one of the times all our healers sit together. Not together physically, obviously. On Saturday night at 7 o'clock, we have a chat show with Angel Caroline, who's joining us from way, way, way up north. And she'll be talking about her work with the angelic realm. She runs a number of angel workshops and retreats, and she organises a lot of mind, body, spirit events up in the wonderful High Midlands. So we look forward to hearing from her and having a good old chinwag. On Sunday at 11 o'clock, we have Lynn Richardson Burton from Scarborough taking our service. Monday night, 7 o'clock, we have a meditation. On Tuesday night, again, we invite you to link in with our healers. Next Wednesday, we have Jamie Williamson. Jamie, get yourself ready. Oh, Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 9 in the morning, we also have another meditation. So meditations online are Monday night at 7 o'clock and Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. Wonderful month coming up as well in May. Quite a few names coming up. You remember I did launch a bit of an appeal the other week, and I've got 2 dates left free. So done really well there. Alan and Jeff Potts are going to do an evening with us. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully somebody will be doing their internet for them. He may surprise us. You never know. Tony Goswell doing a Sunday service for us. Who else? Oh, lovely Sue Townsend will be doing a Wednesday with us. We're looking forward to that one. Ashley Oliver at the end of the month. Oh, lots going on. Craig Morris is doing a chat show with us. Fiona Parry Dodd. We're going to have a healing weekend. We should have had one in the church physically, but obviously that was denied us. So we're going to have a healing weekend online. So Saturday, the 2nd of May, we've got at 7 o'clock in the evening, Fiona Parry Dodd, and she'll be talking in the evening in the chat show about healing. Sunday the 3rd, we've got the lovely Mark Stone will be taking the service. As you know, he's an absolutely wonderful teacher, mentor, and a very good healer also. And continuing on that healing vein and loving vein, on Sunday the 10th, we've got Elsa Rossi. This lady heads up the British Spiritist Foundation, and she'll be talking to us that day. So lots coming up, lots to look forward to. In the meantime, thank you for bearing with us today. Apologies again. I don't know why. We do try out these things beforehand, before going live. They work fine. We go live, they stop working. What can you do, eh? Thank you, Bill. Don't know if you can hear us up there in sunny London. Thank you so much. Probably can't hear us because you haven't heard us for a while, half hour, so never mind. This has improved. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, stay sane, and also stay in. Oh, bye, 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 bye.